Good afternoon, everyone. Good evening, depending on where you are. Good morning if you're that way. Good evening if you're the other way. It's a Saturday afternoon here. It is, what is the time? It is almost 6 o'clock in the evening here. I've got about an hour or so free, so I thought I'd come and share it with you guys. How's everyone doing? Hope everyone's safe. Hope everyone's well. No one's doing bad, I hope. And I hope your weekend's going well as it could be. And as I said, you're keeping safe, keeping healthy. I just thought I'd get on for an hour or so, and so throw some questions at me, throw some songs at me. Tried using Kemper. This that you're hearing at the moment is actually a Kemper. I profiled a Marshall Plexi. Thank you. I profiled a Marshall Plexi through the Kemper, and I made a little a profile for myself, so I can take it out of the studio, bring it into the house, and play for you lot. I've got a ton of reverb on there, as you can hear, which it doesn't have on the Plexi. And also, profiling the Plexi, bringing it into the house, you can add all these effects and this, that, and the other on the back end, which you can't do on a Plexi, as there's no effects loop. So things like choruses, delays, reverbs, and stuff, you can put that on the back end, and it sounds glorious. So yeah. My pick is this here. A lot of people ask about the pick. It's a Jim Dunlop Flow, and it's a 3mm Flow by Jim Dunlop. How do you write a catchy metal chorus? That's a good question. Usually they just write themselves, you know where you've got to go in the song, and it usually kind of, if you, in terms of melodies and stuff, there's a lot of metal choruses which aren't metal, so to speak. They're very kind of melodic in terms of the way they're put together. So I'm a big, fan of, 80s pop music, and a lot of melodies and stuff in like Bryan Adams, Queen, a lot of that stuff isn't necessarily heavy metal, but the melodies in a metal format you know, result in some really catchy choruses within heavy metal. So that's the way I usually do it, you know. The melodic part of Firepower by Andy Sneap. I don't know what part that is. How do I avoid power chords? I don't. Power chords are sometimes essential. I like big open chords. Sometimes power chords are great and they're essential, you know. So if it sounds good, don't avoid them. There's no point in avoiding something that sounds good. I did Reckless about 5 minutes ago, but I'll play it again because a couple of people keep asking for it. So. Was I part of writing all the Firepower songs, or just some? All of them. It was a three-way, literally. Like me, Glenn, and Rob came up with stuff on every song. You know, sometimes it might be I might come in with the main riff, or Glenn has the main riff, or Rob has the chorus, and we need it. You know, we need like a mid part or a verse or something, and we'll collaborate like that. So sometimes it's not. Obviously, it's not like I came up with a third, and Rob came up with a third, and Glenn came up with a third. We all come up with different parts and then work off each other to complete the song, you know. That's how it's been working on all the songs. So. Priest Collector, I agree with you. I think Reckless and One Shot at Glory would be great to put into the set list. I don't know, has Reckless ever been played live? I'm not sure, but it should be. And definitely One Shot at Glory hasn't been. That would be a great couple of songs to put in. Trust me, we're considering everything. I don't mean considering playing everything. I mean, we're considering all possibilities. two dogs. One's called Freddie, one's called Peebs. Freddie's a French bulldog, and Peebs is a Pomeranian Papillon mix. Both, like, you couldn't get more different in personality. Freddie's a nutcase, and Peebs is almost like a cat. Peebs is like very kind of calm and soft, you know, where Freddie's just, you know, he's a bulldog. Are you using Marshall or Friedman? Neither at the moment, actually. I know I need new curtains. It's amazing how many people comment on stuff like that, like the crown moulding and the curtains. For some reason, I don't know who put the curtain rail up, but they've put it off centre to the window, and I keep meaning to get up there and fix it, but you know, thanks for noticing anyway. Okay, Stranger in a Strange Land. I'll have to think about that one. Priest song, I think it's The Last Note of Lightning Strike solo. That's my one, so the last note would be... Nicky, how you doing? Oh yeah, you're welcome. Hellstorm were fantastic. I mean, great band, just fantastic singer. Love Lizzie, fantastic. The flange I was using was it's in the Kemper. It's called something Eddie. It's like a Phase 90 thing. Is there a place you've never played but like to? I'd like to play Madison Square Garden with Priest. I've played Madison Square Garden with another band, but never with Priest. It'd be awesome to play Madison Square Garden with the Priest. Sun solo. That's it. This has been a long time. We never played that one live. How do I remember all these songs? I mean, I've played these songs for years in cover bands, you know, so like literally week in, week out, we played everything from, of course you play it wrong. So everything from Brown Eyed Girl to, you know, War Pigs or, you know, Priest. You know, and we played it week after week after week. So they just kind of go in, they kind of ingrain themselves in my brain. Brown Sugar's another one. Brown Sugar's a great one. So yeah, I mean, I've played them for so long, most of them. Starbreaker. Children of the Sun. Jumping Jack Flash. To help with those fast pentatonics, yeah, I use pull-offs, whatever makes things easier, really. Yeah, Michael asked me to do it, but we were on tour at the time. It would have been great to do, but as I said, the schedules didn't match up. Wrong key. Yes, I would get in a shark cage. It's one of my. I'd love to do that. I've always wanted to do that. And working with Sir Christopher Lee was amazing. Really, it was an experience. You know, he was a guy that obviously came from another generation and had different thoughts about things and different experiences and different viewpoints on stuff. So, super sweetheart of a guy. Lovely to sit there and listen to him and talk to him and share his experiences. I mean, what a guy. I mean, aside from the movie career, which everyone knows him for, he's just got a wealth of knowledge due to other experiences in his life, you know. So it was an honour, really, to work with him. The Brazilian crowd are legendary for being one of the most insane, crazy metal maniacs on the planet. So, you know, I think everyone that plays in Brazil thinks the same thing. love Alice in Chains, yeah. Last time we were in South America, we toured with Alice in Chains. It was Priest and Alice in Chains. I mean, how cool is that? Just fantastic songs, lovely guys. What a great band, fantastic. No, that wasn't me. That wasn't me. What do I think about the Chilean crowd? Same thing. The South American crowds are the most insane crowds in the world, whether it's Chile, Argentina, Brazil, you know, all the countries down there are another level in my opinion. What time is it for me? I think it's about 6 o'clock in the evening. Best way to build up speed? You know what, I don't know. I never tried to build up speed. I just kind of played what I liked, you know what I mean? Whether it was, if I heard it on a record, I tried to play it and copy it, or if it was something that I had in my head and tried to play. I didn't really have any techniques for it. I just kind of tried and tried and tried and tried, you know? Priest needs to play Dream of Deceiver. That's a great one. That's a great one. I don't think they've played that for a while, you know. track experiment. That's a good question. I'll do another one. I'll do one this week. I'll throw a backing track out there. I'll put something down and see what you guys can come up with. Because that was good fun. I got a lot of input from you guys, a lot of riffs. I got people knitting. I got people like doing different arty things. It was great. So yeah, I'll put another one of them out to you guys this week, and then we'll see what you crazy nutters can come up with. Something from Nostradamus. Crying in the Rain is... Think, right? Mr. Garrett, there he is. About this one. Good is that? We don't get many requests for Alice Cooper on here, which we should absolutely change. One of my best friends, Davey Rimmer, who now plays bass in Uriah Heep, we actually met through an Alice Cooper tribute gig. Davey was in an Alice Cooper tribute band, and they asked me to come down and fill in for one of the guitar players, and I had to learn about 20 songs. Properly, and it was a blast. Killer workout, great songs. We need some more requests for Alice Cooper on here, please. What's the one? Big fan of King Diamond. What was that? It was the Witch's Eye or something, or the Eye. Can't remember what it was. Do I like Accept? Yeah. I don't know much Accept, to be honest. But yeah, I dig Accept. Why don't we bring back the Got Another Thing Coming solo? Well, because it was too long. It was about 8 minutes in the middle of the song, and we just thought that 8 minutes we could use more effectively, either doing another song, another 2 songs, another 2 short songs, you know. So we thought we still kept the... we kept that in there at the start, and we've done a different arrangement around that. But we just thought it was taking up too much of the song, so we cut it down. I don't know much Def Leppard. I know the only one that I kind of... I know... I know that one. And this one. My first gig as a fan was a Priest gig. Was with Ripper Owens, and it was at the London Astoria in London. My first gig in general was Bryan Adams at Wembley Arena. It was wicked. It was pucker. Now that's a good one. Maiden Metal Archive, you're throwing all the Maiden at me. Shouldn't you be the archive, not me? Huge Marty Friedman fan. I remember, I think everyone had the same thing. When the first time you see Marty Friedman playing, he's got like this weird angle that he comes in at, and it blew our minds as kids. You know, we used to watch like Megadeth videos and stuff, and we used to try and work out what Marty was doing, and that technique that he uses is just so unique. Fantastic player. Halford or Dickinson? Halford. Steve Harris or Ian Hill? Oh, shut up, come on, stop it. Ian Hill's my brother. You can't ask those sort of questions. Ian Hill's my bro. So, stop with that. Deep Purple or Rainbow? Rainbow. Fred or Peeves? Freddie. It's funny how you start with The Who and then you just go into UFO. KK Downing or Glenn? Glenn! I love them both, but Glenn. Glenn's just so unique, man. Someone asked me for Hocus Pocus the other day, and I can't remember it. Was it? I know there's a Hocus Pocus song that everyone knows. It's he does the yodeling. I can't remember it. I can't remember how the bloody thing goes. Hocus Pocus by Focus. Everyone knows Hocus Pocus by Focus. Redeemer of Souls. That's like asking to choose one of your kids. I'm going to say Firepower to that one. Play a song by Maiden. I'll gladly play any song by Maiden that you want me to play. Just throw it at me. My favourite Maiden song. Probably I don't know. Caught Somewhere in Time is always my favourite, one of my favourites. The Loneliness of a Long Distance Runner. And then there's stuff like Infinite Dreams and Moonchild and The Clairvoyant, and you know, that's just some of them. And then I haven't got a favourite Maiden song. That's Passion Down, isn't it? Adrian or Dave? I've always been a massive Dave Murray fan. He's one of my top 5. He's one of the guys. You know, you have favourite guitar players, and there's probably like 50 of them. For me, there's 50 favourite guitar players, but there's 5 or so of those that kind of shape who you are as a guitar player. And Dave Murray's one of those. You know, I love Adrian Smith. He sounds like Schenker in places. You know, he's a heavy Schenker influence who I love. His songwriting, but Davey Murray was always one of my influencers, if that makes sense. So it was Dave Murray, Michael Schenker, Jimi Hendrix, Zakk Wylde, and James Hetfield. They were the top 5, really. James Hetfield, you people, I'm telling you, you're James Hetfield. Love Angus Young. Love Angus Young, come on. Did I like The Rise of Skywalker? Now, we've been through this, Metal Maniacs, maybe you weren't here. I enjoyed it, but I don't care anymore. I knew that on this level it was an enjoyable movie, and then your brain starts thinking about all this stuff and how this doesn't make sense and why this and that doesn't fit in. So then you kind of block all this stuff out and just watch it like this. So to me that's really sad, because that means that Disney have done me. I just don't care anymore. That sucks. It really sucks. I enjoyed it as a movie, didn't see it again, enjoyed the experience, but I knew all this stuff below that my brain was telling me didn't make sense, or there was holes, or it was stupid. It's like I had to keep that quiet, if you know what I mean. And that was always the good fun about Star Wars. You could pick it to pieces and find out between the lines stuff, and it all made sense. This just doesn't, and I don't care. You know what I mean? It's really sad, because I love Star Wars. Again, I'm an original trilogy fan. So Boba Fett or Mando? I'm going to go with Boba Fett. Ozzy or Dio? I would say Ozzy in Sabbath, Dio in everything else. So Heaven and Hell, Rainbow, and the Dio band. But Ozzy was always a favourite for me in Sabbath. Like Gus G, yeah, I love Gus. He's a rocker. He's great fun. I mean, goes without saying, he's a phenomenal player. A Ridge Tridge for life, absolutely. Han Solo or Luke. Sorry, I'm you know, Luke. I know there's Han guys and there's Luke guy. Luke, sorry. Black Sabbath or Metallica? Woo! Metallica. Favourite Ozzy solo album? The first 2, Blizzard of Oz, Diary of a Madman, and No More Tears I thought was great. What's the one with Miracle Man? No Rest for the Wicked. Maiden or Metallica? Now that's probably the best question we've ever had on here. I would say Iron Maiden, by a hair. If it was out of Iron Maiden or Metallica, I think it would be Iron Maiden, just. But I could probably play a set with both of them. Heard Jared Jones Nichols through into the walls last night. Yeah, great song. Jared's a great player, great sound. He's got a great, unique feel. Love Jared. We hang out every now and again as well, so it's good fun. Judas Priest or Iron Maiden? I'm going to have to say Judas Priest on that one. Favourite Firepower riff? I've got a few of them. I like this one. Do you want to know where I came up with that riff? Everyone, you know, just asks for the solo on Another Thing Coming. It's this. It's that. That's where that came from. I just thought I liked the sound of it, and I wanted to make it evil. So now you know. That's where that one came from. Sammy Hagar or David Lee Roth. Now, I'm a huge fan of Sammy Hagar. What do they call it? The Sammy Hagar Van Halen. But I'd have to say David Lee Roth. But I love, you know, OU812. You know. Van Hagar, sorry. Yeah, you know, I knew you'd know. Now listen, Maniacs, we've got 2 minutes left. Again, they're kicking us off. I'll be straight back. I know, Van Hagar, I couldn't remember. My brain, I'm getting old now. I'm almost 50. Beer or soda? Soda. 1 minute 45 seconds. I'm going to go and have a piss again and come back. Those of you that can make it, I'll see you in a minute. Those of you that can't, I'll see you next time. I hope you're staying well and I hope you have a good rest of the weekend. And staying safe and, you know, sickness free and everything. Enjoy the rest of it. See, those of you that are crazy enough to come back in a minute and, oh no, it's George, look, George, I know George, gorgeous George. You should go check out George Sturgio, GGTS, there he is, go and check him out, he's a killer player. Yes, start drinking, I might have to, with you lot, you're driving me bloody nuts. So anyway, I'll be back in a couple of minutes. I will go and have a piss, grab a drink, not that kind of drink, and I'll see you in a couple of minutes. Until then, until it kicks us off, wash my hands before I come out, that's good advice.